Question to Magnus. When Jan played h5 on the ninth move, took a long think, and at that point, commentators and the engines were suggesting either rook e1 or c4, probably active play against a move like h5. Obviously, you must have considered that also. What made you choose queen e1 instead of?
Yeah, I would say my brain was just fried, and I felt that a sharp battle was not in my interests. So I was trying to calculate the lines if I'd gone for one of the principled options, but yeah, I couldn't like get any good results from it. So in the end, I decided that yeah, I'll play queen e1, and if he plays queen e7, it's probably going to be a draw, and I would be fine with that.
Okay, does that mean that queen e1 was a decision over the board? It was not in your files or your preparation?
Yeah, I didn't know the move h5. So I mean, if I'd known the move h5, I wouldn't think for 40 minutes and play a move that's so insipid.
Thank you.
What move surprised you the most, h5 or b5?
I mean, that's a weird question. I guess they were both surprising, but b5, you don't expect your opponent to blunder.
Jan, you are earning a lot of new fans online due to the way you handle these press conferences, even after a painful game. How do you manage to stay so cool?
No, but I would say it's not the first game I lost in my career, though particularly this one was one of the worst, perhaps. And sadly, I think it's not the last game. So I just think it's a part of the game, and it's a part of, learning at some point. So once again, we have what we have.
Well, thank you.
My question is to Jan. Did Magnus's knight d2 in the opening surprise you? Was bishop d6 preparation?
Well, knight d2 is obviously not the main line, I would say, yeah, but it could be quite poisonous, and I think I played this line with white at least once, and perhaps bishop d6 is not the most precise move, but in general, I think the position is quite balanced, and black has a lot of different tries. The h5 idea, I think it exists, and at least in the knight c3 line, I believe it's quite smart. So I was considering trying to understand what's the difference, but I thought it would be quite playable. Since black has its own benefits, like queen h4, provoking g3, queen f6, and then h4, or something like this. So I thought it would be just interesting to see what's going on in this position after it becomes slightly unbalanced.
And when you played b5 and Magnus gave queen a3 check, you were not on the board for quite some time. You were in the restroom. Did you calculate after queen a7, bishop takes h3? What was going through your mind? Because there still seemed like black could defend better, right?
Obviously, black could defend better, but in general, I felt like for quite some time I was regretting of playing b5. Though I think after bishop h3, there is like capturing on f7, some rook e8. I believe some rook e8 check or something, yes, so...
No, but rook e8, there's rook g6.
Sorry?
Rook e8, there's rook g6. So,
no,
I mean...
Then it's a check, so queen a7.
Yeah, I take with the queen. Because if I take with the bishop and rook e8, there's rook g6. Bishop h7, if rook e8, king h7, bishop f7, there's rook g6.
Rook g6 here, yeah, okay, yeah. It would be something, but indeed, I didn't play at my best after the blunder, but it was a little bit hard to change the flow of the game, because it was like probably in a very drawish position. Of course, it's like blundering a pawn like this, it hurts.
Thank you.
Is it different to bounce back from a lost game in a match compared to a tournament?
Well, once I will bounce back, I will surely tell you.
I'll ask it to both players. Did the change of the schedule, 3 games before the rest day, affect the quality of the game today? In the previous matches, you have 2 games and then a rest day. Is there any impact?
Magnus? No, I think the 8-hour game affected the next games. But I'm in general all for it. That shaking it up a bit and making it more difficult for the players. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree that, okay, and 8-hour games is something you don't expect to happen too often, but in general, yeah, I mean, probably three games in a row is slightly more difficult than 2 games in a row, but it all starts, affecting after quite some time, yes, so I think here in the middle of the match is more or less the same.
You've had a couple promising positions as black, and today you declined this tacit draw offer with Queen E1. I'm wondering, this idea of trying to win as white and draw as black, is that just an antiquated way of going into a match? Is that not an applicable strategy anymore?
Well, I mean, okay, I'm just trying to play in basically every position, but I would say that, King F8 was just a very silly and impractical decision, but that's probably because I thought that, it will be a draw anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if I play Queen E7 or King F8. So it was surely an inaccuracy, and, few next moves also were really uncalled for. But in general, I think, yeah, it's basically in every position, even if it's drawish, you can try to bring in some tension and see what happens.
There have been only 2 instances of challengers coming back from a 2-game deficit, UA in 1935 and Fischer in 1972. But of course, those were timeless matches, but here we have a 14-game limit. So how hard or easy it's going to be for the challenger to make a comeback here?
Magnus? I would, it's hard to say, but I'm in a pretty good spot now, but it doesn't make any sense to me to try and compare it with other historical matches.
Oh, well, once again, I would repeat that it would be much better to have an equal score. But as it seems to me, chess-wise, at least until today's game, didn't experience any serious issues. So that's why I'm quite optimistic. But of course, it's somehow a harder task than I expected.
How much have you been working with your schedule regarding relaxing and sleeping since the long game on Friday?
Yeah, it's been really it's been tough, and I think I really need this free day to recharge a bit and get back in a proper rhythm.
What are you going to do tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm just happy to have a rest day and have some time off.
Thank you.
My question is to Magnus. Bronston dreamt of a whole game of chess, which was later published in a book. So, do you dream about chess? Any novelties or anything?
I dream about chess from time to time. Don't remember if it's happened during the match so far. I don't know.
Yesterday, Magnus, I asked you about the general opening strategy. Do you think your 2-point lead will trigger a drastic change in opening approach?
I feel like that's kind of up to him.
So would you say this Queen E1 decision, would you say that there was some psychological influence of this based on your win in Game 6?
Slight, but most of all I was just tired, and I was you know, I'm pretty happy to swap down to a position that I couldn't lose. I mean, I was slightly hoping that he would not follow up h5 with a queen trade, but I didn't expect the game to be very long at that point. And as you said, it's easier to make these kind of decisions with the lead. With an equal score, I probably would have felt obliged to do something different, even if it didn't suit my mood.
So, Jan, before this match, you must have prepared psychologically and game theoried what happens if you're down a couple of games. Not that you wanted it, but it could certainly happen. Any thoughts as you'd like to share as your mindset and your preparation to now handling the situation?
No, obviously that wasn't planned.
Magnus, I'd ask you, would you relax now? But I guess another question then would be, do you try to shut things down and force him to come after you?
We will see, won't we? I mean, the match clock is in my favor. That's for sure.